Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, February 12th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 711 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. School shutdowns, how one city helps students reverse severe learning loss during pandemic. Myanmar coup, mass protests defy military leaders' plea. No secrets between America's Cup Challenger finalists. Former Olympic swimmer Clete Keller indicted by grand jury on charges related to Capitol riots. Fauci said virtually every American who wants a vaccine should be able to get one starting in April. Steve Irwin's son is now a nature photographer and just won an award for his terrifying photo of a raging bushfire. Biden just purchased 200 million additional doses of coronavirus vaccines, and we now have enough shots to immunize most Americans. China bans BBC World News from broadcasting. Josh Hawley calls impeachment a kangaroo trial after being accused of ignoring it. At least 5 dead in massive crash on icy Texas interstate. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Trump's lawyers to offer a defense of the former president at impeachment trial Friday, CNN. Australian Open to go without fans as new kind of enemy forces Victoria to lockdown, CNN International. A funeral home van with a body inside is stolen in Missouri, CNN. Stock futures slip on economic rebound concerns, Fox Business. Russia says it's ready to end ties with the European Union, CNBC. Chinese TV features blackface performers in New Year's gala, Associated Press. Mate, no Google Australia faces life without key search engine, AlJazeera.com. Lincoln Project sinks deeper into turmoil over John Weaver sex allegations, The Daily Beast. Alabama execution cancelled after inmates fight for pastor in chamber, Fox News. Fort Worth officials speak about the tragic 133-car pileup on icy Interstate 35W, The Dallas Morning News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Black women in Hollywood pay homage to Cicely Tyson. COVID-19 makes a $15 minimum wage critical. Saint Maud is 2021's first great horror movie. Chef's most memorable V-Day meals, from the romantic to the absurd. 15 tweets that will make introverts say same here. To all the boys, always and forever cannot recapture the magic of the original. Hey Gen Z, we need to talk about skinny jeans. Dominique Fishback is the heart of Judas and the Black Messiah. 5 places to buy real N95 masks right now. Forever stained, Wall Street Journal delivers devastating verdict on Trump. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Parents call on superintendent to step down. Dog recovering from shark bite following surgery. Watch, dog pulled out of wreckage of deadly pileup. Doctor with inappropriate practices still working. 9-year-old fighting brain cancer beats COVID-19. Funeral van stolen with body inside. On cam, mom tackles peeping Tom. Family affected by sickle cell happy to be in next round for vaccine. Voters to decide fate of Talbot Boys monument. Woman says dog mistakenly neutered. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Helen Ednick, who planned to be a pediatrician, dies at 20. U.S. pharmacists to play bigger role in vaccinations. Dealbook DC Policy Project. COVID absolutism. British economy's collapse last year was worst since 1709. France, Islam and Lasset. Yoshiro Mori resigns as Tokyo Olympics president. Tiny blobs of brain cells could reveal how your mind differs from a Neanderthal's. We asked 175 pediatric disease experts if it was safe enough to open school. Trump was sicker than acknowledged with COVID-19. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Oregon promotes teacher program that seeks to undo racism in mathematics. Border Patrol agents confiscate nearly 200 pounds of bologna found in car at New Mexico border. Rep Nancy Mace, the kids aren't all right, open schools. Now, I'm a mom, I know how bad this is for students. Man with not drunk, avoiding pothole sticker busted for alleged DUI, report. California crash leaves highway officer, tow truck driver injured, DUI suspect arrested, reports. Cuomo faces potential probe, calls for ouster after bombshell report on state's nursing home deaths. Louisiana man starts Gorilla Glue challenge, ends up in hospital, report. Cuomo heads to D.C. to meet with Biden as NY nursing home scandal explodes. Helena Christensen hits up Instagram with bikini photo in the snow, ice hole search. Jane Seymour credits physique to eating one meal a day, Pilates, it works for me. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, February 12th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Judge won't issue arrest warrant or increase bail for Kyle Rittenhouse for failing to notify court of new address. Third stimulus check, how much could your next relief payment be? After being apart 11 months due to COVID-19 protocols, couple married 58 years reunites. Clarice premieres tonight on CBS at 10 p.m., The Silence is Over. Malia Baker on Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? The adults who watched the original series can pass this down to their kids. Philip Mueller shares how the coronavirus exposed U.S. healthcare. NCAA March Madness Bracket Preview Show airing on CBS Saturday, February 13th. Rebecca Breed on the series premiere of Clarice on CBS, people are going to love it, time for the baby bird to fly. Mask in Israel, dermatologist says, here's what you can do to prevent it. Comment below, tag 3 friends, scammers targeting Instagram giveaways. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Anthea Turner sparks row after posting rant about selfish attitudes with meme of obese disabled lady. Moment Royal Mail postman leaves pensioner lying in the snow amid freezing conditions. Big freeze continues, Britain is told to brace for up to 4 inches of snow and 50 miles per hour gales today. Symptom tracking app predicts COVID prevalence will fall to 85,000 infected on day schools reopen. Teacher hosts Zoom assembly in sweatpants with alcohol bottles behind him. Bumble founder becomes a billionaire at 31. Pippa Middleton's billionaire husband James Matthews and brother Spencer both claim furlough staff. F1 star Fernando Alonso has undergone successful jaw surgery, following cycling crash. KPMG boss quits after video showed him telling well-paid staff they are lucky. COVID-19 symptoms, children half as susceptible to infection. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Live updates, Germany to close borders with neighbors, Australia bars fans from Grand Slam tournament over virus fears. Checks in chaos with political infighting amid virus surge. Russia ready to cut ties if EU ups sanctions, diplomat says. Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny again in court for alleged defamation of veteran. Australia report says make Google and Facebook pay for news. Pandemic takes a toll on exhausted UK funeral directors. Morisaka shines light on abuse of children and sexism in Japanese sport. Chinese state media's New Year gala once again features blackface in segment depicting Africa. Kiddie pools, gowns and dinosaurs, demonstrations against military rule in Myanmar get creative. The weird and wacky mascots promoting coronavirus vaccines around the world. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. An existential threat, disabled and chronically ill left behind by California's vaccine policy. Intimidation tactic, Georgia officials investigate groups that mobilized black voters. Trump is still a threat to democracy, Democrats warn first thing. Nurse's death in custody highlights peril of being a woman in Honduras. Tokyo Olympics chief resigns over sexist comments. Royal Photographic Society Science Photographer of the Year, winning images. I don't make enough, the financial cost of having COVID in the U.S. U.S. anti-abortion activists plan new push-in year of Republican schism. Andy Fleury and Mary Queen of Salt, craze for naming Scottish gritters goes global. Wilson to the Raiders, Watson to the Jets, NFL quarterback trade possibilities. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Tokyo Olympics President Yoshiro Mori resigns after sexist comments. As Trump's impeachment defense begins, 2 new attorneys step into the spotlight. Alabama cancels execution after court requires pastor. FBI arrests 2 Boogaloo Bois-associated militia members, one who incited riot. Judge rejects request to increase Kyle Rittenhouse's bond and issue arrest warrant. Man accused of Minnesota health clinic shooting appears in court. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Trump impeachment, defense team set to present speedy case. Britney Spears, judge rules singer's father must share conservatorship. At least you're not a cat, Congress video goes wrong. Russia warns EU it could cut ties over sanctions. Trump impeachment, fact-checking the Senate trial. What's behind COVID-19 surge in southern Africa? Yoshiro Mori, Tokyo Olympics chief steps down over sexism row. Victoria to enter lockdown with fans barred from Australian Open. Biden warns China will eat our lunch on infrastructure spending. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Proud Boys splintering after Capitol riot, revelations about leader, will more radical factions emerge? Stop Killing Us, attacks on Asian Americans highlight rise in hate incidents amid COVID-19. YouTube continues to push dangerous videos to users susceptible to extremism, white supremacy, report finds. AP Top Stories February 12th. Variant cases have doubled in U.S. since January 31st, Nevada to end economic pause, CVS, Walgreens begin vaccinations, latest COVID-19 updates. Airplane skid off runway at Pittsburgh Airport. Stop Killing Us, Asian Americans decry spike in violent attacks amid pandemic. Amazon faces biggest union push in nearly a decade. Wind energy had a banner year in 2020, here's what that means for Joe Biden's climate plan. Millions in the path of a damaging ice storm, Fort Worth pileup leads to at least 6 deaths, injures healthcare workers. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Every week it's gonna go up. Wired app captures talk of pandemic's effect on drug prices. Person of interest in Kristen Smart cold case is arrested on a weapons offense. Los Angeles sites run out of COVID-19 vaccine early and are forced to close Thursday. Why does Britney Spears still have conservators? Court hearing skips burning question. Family of Dijon Kizzy, who was killed by deputies, files claim against L.A. County. Child pornography investigation ends in arrest of Long Beach police officer. Coronavirus variant first seen in Los Angeles has spread around the world. CHP officer, tow truck driver struck while assisting earlier crash on 10 freeway. April could see open season for COVID-19 vaccines, Fauci says. President's Day weekend weather, storms bringing light rain to SoCal, snow to Tahoe. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, February 12, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Russia says it is ready to cut EU ties if hit with painful sanctions. Brazil, missionaries turning tribes against coronavirus vaccine. Brazil. UK economy suffered record annual slump in 2020. 4 years on and literally meters from land, tanker crew still stuck aboard. Dramatic discovery links Stonehenge to its original site, in Wales. Mealworm burgers, flour and other products could be coming to supermarkets across Europe after the EU's Food Safety Agency ruled that the insects are fit for human consumption. The pandemic leaves 27% of British adults struggling financially. 100-year-old man charged with Holocaust atrocities. These satellite images capture the enormity of India's devastating glacier collapse. Australian state of Victoria to go into stage 4 lockdowns from midnight after 12 community transmission cases of UK COVID-19 strain detected. Shell says oil production will fall every year, forever. BC man ordered to pay $7 million for brutal beating of teenager. Nepal has banned 2 Indian climbers and their team leader for 6 years from mountaineering in the country after an investigation found they had faked their 2016 climb up Mt. Everest. Undercover footage at French pig farm shows abusive conditions. China uses rape as torture tactic against Uyghur detainees, victims say. The next headlines are from Forbes. UK hit by worst economic contraction on record amid COVID-19 pandemic. Tokyo Olympics chief resigns after row over his sexist remarks. Sweeten your day with Rose Levy Birandwam's chocolate-spangled meringue kisses. Exclusive, track by track of Liquid Stranger Psychonaut, remixes. Gile and Assia release captivating indie electronic Moon Faces EP. Will negative COVID-19 test be required for domestic air travel? Meghan Markle wins summary judgment in her lawsuit against London papers, what this means for her and Harry. Australian Open moves behind closed doors as host state goes into lockdown following COVID-19 outbreak. This week in XR, virtual people and big Quest sales estimate. Facebook limits spread of posts from Myanmar's military government. The next headlines are from Nature.com. This COVID vaccine designer is tackling vaccine hesitancy, in churches and on Twitter. Neanderthal-like mini brains created in lab with CRISPR. Pay gap widens between female and male scientists in North America. How a scientist is addressing inequity in human genomics research. Volatile temperatures flatten a country's shot at prosperity. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,685,517,391 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Dave Chappelle announces return to Netflix, clears the air on Comedy Central saga. Looking for Venno review, blossoming teen spirit breaks free from dead-end tradition. Netflix, Amazon and Disney adopt self-regulation toolkit as Indian streamers await government guidelines. Detective Chinatown 3 feet passes $150 million box office on debut afternoon. Vice orders documentary series Unknown Amazon with Pedro Andrade from Icon Films exclusive. Tokyo Olympics head Mori Yoshiro resigns after sexist comments scandal. Dimitri Rassam, Path team on big budget The Three Musketeers film adaptation exclusive. A Writer's Odyssey review, a Chinese New Year tentpole attraction blends fantasy and reality with mixed results. Ruth, Justice Ginsburg in her own words review, a standard issue, curiously low-energy doc on a late legal legend. To All the Boys, Always and Forever review, Netflix teen trilogy, sealed with a kiss. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden team unveils new asylum system to replace Trump's Remain in Mexico. Supreme Court stays execution of Alabama inmate who requested pastor's presence. People with intellectual disabilities are often overlooked in pandemic response. Biden pledges tough response to cyber threats, experts say it won't be easy. Mini-brains with a Neanderthal gene offer hints about human evolution. Politicians encouraged to learn Spanish, not just fake it during campaigns. Renters are getting evicted despite CDC eviction ban, I'm scared. Why Biden looks to mayors to help make the case for more COVID-19 aid. Democrats made a methodical case, now, it's the Trump team's turn. Australian Open bans spectators as state enters 5-day lockdown. The following headlines are from The Week. The Never Trump third-party delusion. The 10 minutes that makes the Mauritanian. Impeachment isn't what will hurt Trump most. Biden warms up to the Green New Deal. Kristen Wiig's belated bridesmaid follow-up. Trump will be convicted by history, right? Late-night hosts explain why Senate Republicans should vote to convict Trump, explore why they won't. The Daily Show and The Late Show have the same joke about hear no evil GOP Senate impeachment jurors. At least 6 dead in 133 car pileup in Fort Worth, Texas. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Biden plans to ban all new fracking leases on public land. Will he actually do it? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Perseverance will make sure it has a safe landing. Possible super-Earth in the habitable zone at Alpha Centauri. It's starting to look like super-Earths really are just great big terrestrial planets. 3 storms have dumped snow on Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, February 12th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Can you see Canopus, the second brightest star? Lunar New Year 2021 starts today in Asia, amid concerns. Has the polar vortex arrived? What is it? Today in science, a spacecraft obliterated a sundog. The next news is from Politico. Nikki Haley's choice. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. China bans BBC for fake news on Xinjiang, coronavirus. Joe Biden's cabinet, who's in, and who voted against them. Biden's first 100 days. Biden to begin admitting migrants forced by Trump to wait in Mexico. The most influential Democrat you never hear from. The chamber embraces Biden, and Republicans are livid. White House tiptoes around governor's relaxing coronavirus rules. Dealmaker, now awaiting sentencing, tried to work his way into Biden's inner circle. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Man dead, another critical after being swept off rocks at Port Kembla. Australian Open 2021 live updates. Dominic Thiem levels things up 2 sets all with Nick Kyrgios, spectators asked to leave by 11:30 p.m. Coronavirus updates live. Entire state of Victoria to enter 5-day snap lockdown from Friday night as holiday in COVID-19 cluster grows. Vinyl revolution. $400,000 later, Australia's first new press in 30 years is here. Dogs run over the top of cats as father-daughter pick debuts. Hawks to move to Tasmania, Kennett says it's an option. Contact tracing faltered as hyper-infectious COVID strain pushes state into lockdown. Gold standard, Derbyshire Nets hat-trick as Bulls trample Adelaide in first home win. Murray FM still going strong as community radio gets UNESCO backing. We cannot leave Parliament's 2 men, leading in Spring Street. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Cannabis Watch, cannabis stocks nosedive as rally driven by hopes for U.S. legal reforms comes to a screeching halt. Tax Watch, don't know whether to file taxes early or wait, 5 questions to help you sort it out. Biden raises human rights in Taiwan in his first call with China Xi. NerdWallet, save money, win cash, and there's no catch. Auto Trader, which is better, the 2021 Toyota RAV4 or the 2021 Honda CR-V? Next Avenue, do you have a disaster plan for your parents? Europe markets, European stocks and U.S. equity futures struggle as Italian bond market cheers Mario Draghi. The Moneyist, I am held hostage in my own home, my husband's son lives with us, he is physically abusive and menacing. The Moneyist, my ex-boyfriend and I contributed to our household based on our salaries. I'm now owed $23,000 in back pay. Do I pay him back? The Moneyist, my fianc, 56, wants me to give up my affordable New York rental. Will his kids get his home when he dies? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Fed, Circ, backs PTAB ruling scrapping Unilock patent claims, Law 360. Inventor, UA Professor Josh Sakon named iFellow, TalkBusiness.net. Should we require human inventorship? Submit your amicus brief by March, IPWatchdog.com. Dartmouth engineering faculty elected senior members of the National Academy of Inventors, URIC alert. Me research professor selected as senior member of Inventors Academy, Columbia Daily Tribune. FIU biomedical engineering professor working on impactful innovations in medical imaging named National Academy of Inventors senior member, FIU News. The Polish Patent Office changes its policy on patentability of software, biotech and pharma, Lixology. What's the difference between copyrights, trademarks, and patents? Mental floss. Unitary patent system tipped as next biggest IP development in Europe, Outlaw.com. How to help young inventors find their creative spark, sponsored, TES News. The next headlines are from Quartz. Trump's defense, Robinhood's valuation, Lunar New Year wrap. Investors' funds are emerging to back African female tech founders. Why has Narendra Modi not taken the COVID-19 vaccine yet? Disney Plus subscribers keep growing, but they're making Disney less money. Canada's largest cannabis company is turning its attention to the U.S. A dog walking service is now worth $1.4 billion. A Clubhouse guide to running the worst meeting ever. A flood of new SpaceX satellites has started a fight over space pollution. Robinhood shares are soaring just like the stocks that trade on Robinhood. Vaccines won't eradicate COVID-19, and that's okay. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Epic Games case against teenage Fortnite cheater finally settles. Louisiana AG sues journalists to keep them from obtaining documents detailing sexual harassment by top prosecutor. Annoyance builds at Elon Musk getting $1 billion in subsidies for Starlink broadband. Twitter and India still arguing over whether or not Twitter accounts supporting farmer protests need to be removed. Gun trafficking investigation shows the FBI is still capable of accessing communications on encrypted devices. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 Learn Linux bundle. Orrin Hatch, who once wanted to destroy the computers of anyone who infringed on copyrights, now lies about Section 230. Dumb new GOP talking point: if you restore net neutrality, you have to kill Section 230, just because. Steam becomes available in China, offers 53 whole games to customers. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Ravi Zacharias. WandaVision Episode 6. Gorilla Glue Girl. Kylie Jenner. Clarice. Valentine's Day gifts. Brooklyn 99. Bam Margera. Willy's Wonderland. Whitney Houston. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Butterfly effect: Naomi Osaka applies gentle touch to insect intruder during Australian Open match. Video. Kremlin says Russia wants to improve ties with EU, not break them off, but must prepare for worse as Brussels threatens sanctions. UFC star Megan Anderson ready to speak with Casey Kenny after sexist viral comments saying he probably wouldn't smash her. Free will hacked: AI can be trained to manipulate human behavior and decisions, according to research in Australia. England's COVID quarantine booking system taken offline minutes after launch due to technical issue. High-profile Belarusian protest leader Maria Kolesnikova charged with conspiracy to seize state power and setting up extremist group. Serena Williams asked about love in cringe-worthy post-match moment after taking down Russian teen Potapova. Video. Mekong River drops to worrying levels amid calls for more Chinese dam data as river relied on by 60 million people turns blue-green. Bitcoin closing in on $1 trillion market cap. Japan appoints Minister of Loneliness amid rising suicide rates during COVID-19 crisis. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Here comes a blockbuster retail sales report: buffet car data shows surge in spending. Negative rates are coming to the UK and US, protect your savings. Merkel offered Trump $1 billion for US to drop sanctions against Russia-Germany pipeline. French leaders warned that social justice ideas imported from US are undermining their society. It's symbolic: Amsterdam overtakes London as EU's biggest stock trading center. Why the UK government now must, but won't, abandon lockdown. Great Reset: Putin says, not so fast. House panel advances stimulus, approves $1,400 payments, personal tax credits, loans for insolvent pensions. Troop deployments in Washington are a disaster waiting to happen. Kalashnikov makes gadget-packed shotgun for hipsters. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Should Israel be investigated for possible war crimes? Stonehenge may have been first erected in Wales, archaeologists. There are more models of color, but is fashion really diverse? UAE Royals investment in Israeli football club put on hold. ICC to elect new prosecutor after failing to reach consensus. It's time we stopped using the term South Africa variant. India top court notice to Gov, Twitter on social media content. Myanmar's military grants amnesty to more than 23,000 prisoners. UK economy suffers record 9.9% slump in 2020. Australian Open bars fans after snap COVID lockdown. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Algerian Christian sentenced to 5 years in prison for blasphemous cartoon. Andrew Cuomo's aide admits NY hit COVID-19 nursing home deaths to avoid federal investigation. Blue State Blues, why the House failed to prove its case. Ted Cruz, crystal clear to everybody Trump will be acquitted. Schiff, GOP has become a Trump cult with no ideology or principles. Report, Joe Biden order prevents arrest, removal of nearly all criminal illegal aliens. 15 liberals who compared conservative to Nazis but weren't cancelled for it. Warner, my constituents probably aren't paying very much attention to impeachment trial. UC Berkeley institutes police enforced lockdowns, bans outdoor exercise. No Americans wanted, rural employers seek more visa workers from amnesty deal. The next headlines are from UPI News. Pick 3 lottery drawing comes up 13,998 tickets win top prize. Watch, mountain lion breaks into Utah home. 60-year-old message in a bottle intended for U.S. found on British beach. Watch, scientists share sound of 18,000-year-old wind instrument. Watch, congressman struggles with Zoom filtering committee meeting. Look, truck spills load of beer onto Florida highway. Driver breaks indoor land speed record in electric Porsche. Deputies chase goat down North Carolina highway. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Weirdest presidential memorabilia you can buy. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 1, gigantic triangular craft took 2 campers in Devil's Den State Park, Arkansas. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. How one interior designer is helping the homeless with her 1% project. Musical training gives the brain a crucial advantage, especially at an early age, says new study. These stunning 4K space videos from NASA will help you escape Earth's orbit for a while. Man saves elk after it was buried by an avalanche with only a nostril and one eye peeking out of the snow. With lamb, coriander, and leeks, these decoded Babylonian recipes reveal ancient culinary traditions. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, February 12th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. BBC World News has been banned in China. Heavy snow sparks very rude trend as cheeky Scots show off 6 feet creations. Nearly 200 pounds of contraband bologna seized at New Mexico border, feds say. Chapo. Tillamook is selling a 40-pound block of cheddar cheese online. Bread and milk stolen from doorstep in weird early hours theft. Duo's innocent effort to create Dundee's tallest snowman turns into 13 feet Willie. Lawyer proclaims I'm not a cat in viral video. Second grade teacher arrested, it appears she was masturbating while the classroom was full of kids. 8-year-old calls out NPR for lack of dinosaur stories. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This 1985 advert for this crazy e-bike by Sinclair was years ahead of its time. Here's why you should take EPA range estimates for Fs with a pinch of salt. PSA, update Telegram on Mac to ensure self-destructing files actually get deleted. Why your SAW success is all about net dollar retention. The best features to look forward to in Apple's iOS 14.5 update. Star Trek's Kobayashi Maru is now a browser game that you suck at. New AI technique allows robots to detect human touch by analyzing shadows. Are AI investors shorting black hives? Google Photos brings some of the Pixel's best features to other phones, for a price. Speak less, communicate better. The following headlines are from Science Daily. The songs of fin whales offer new avenue for seismic studies of the oceanic crust. Spontaneous quantum error correction demonstrated. Scientist proposes a new timeline for Mars terrains. How a single gene alteration may have separated modern humans from predecessors. Hubble uncovers concentration of small black holes. Study finds even the common house sparrow is declining. Play and meaty food reduce hunting by cats. Vaporized crusts of Earth-like planets found in dying stars. Game-changer drug for treating obesity cuts body weight by 20%. Family ties explain mysterious social life of coral gobies. The next headlines are from Information Week. Exploring diverse talent to fill tech and cybersecurity jobs. Are autonomous businesses next? This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, February 12th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. La NASA officer una retransmisión especial para el aterrizaje del rover Mars Perseverance. NASA to offer Spanish-language show for Mars Perseverance rover landing. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Montana snaps Weber State's winning streak at 4 games with 80-67 victory. What Senator Mike Lee told me about Trump's call the day of the Capitol riot. Utah opens critical two-game basketball road trip with a win at Cal, 76-75. Convict Trump or face dire damage to democracy, prosecutors say. Michael Lee meets privately with Trump's lawyers, even though he acts as juror in impeachment trial. Utah House Committee forwards controversial bill barring transgender girls from female sports. Do the Jazz have an MVP candidate? If so, is it Donovan Mitchell? Is it Rudy Gobert? Provo Hospital trying to give out 1,900 doses of COVID-19 vaccine by Friday. Alleged organizers of illegal Halloween party ask the public to help pay their fines. Utah Senate moves quickly on new regulations for the state's troubled teen industry. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Bitcoin consumes more electricity than Argentina. A previously unseen chemical reaction has been detected on Mars. Government agencies begin investigating Robinhood, Reddit over GameStop stock. Disney says it now has 94.9 million Disney Plus subscribers. Germany to let citizens store ID cards on smartphone. FreeBSD and its Code of Conduct anniversary. Google Photos gets new paywalled editing features for Google One subscribers. AMD is currently hiring more Linux engineers. CD Projekt Red hackers reportedly sold the Cyberpunk 2077 source code. Google's 5 VPN is coming to iPhone soon. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Attackers break into East Alton apartment, poured gasoline on victims. University City Police Department battling COVID outbreak in Detective Bureau. Some Solar bars and restaurants selling limited tickets to avoid large crowds Saturday. Ferguson Florissant School District announces return to in-person classes. Contact 2, companies go virtual to interview prospective hires. Top black leaders discuss crime in St. Louis City. Firefighters to help operate vaccination clinic. Missouri governor signs $324 rent assistance bill. Walkthrough of COVID vaccination site at Union Station. Biden says U.S. will have enough vaccine for 300 million Americans by end of summer. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Conservation groups announce intent to sue EPA over air pollution in San Diego. Cross-country teens return after longest summer ever. Ex-Olympic swimmer Clete Keller indicted on 7 charges tied to storming the U.S. Capitol. Breaking, asylum seekers forced to wait in Mexico will soon be allowed into U.S., lawmaker confirms. San Diego Unified, teachers lay groundwork for in-person return as cases decline. Family search for missing South Bay mom ships miles away from San Diego. First of its kind South Bay Play Place is fully accessible for wheelchair users. Fire marshal checks on local restaurants for unsafe outdoor spaces. Report, officials fear Trump would be placed on ventilator when sick with COVID-19. Case made by Democrats likely hasn't changed anyone's mind on Trump impeachment, SCGOP senator says. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Iranian nuclear scientist assassinated by Israel's Mossad. America's spy busters out secret-stealing Chinese grad students under the microscope. Astronomers spy promising blob around our nearest neighbor star, but is it a planet? The Imitator by Rebecca Starford review, fast-paced literary spy thriller with feminist undertones. Peterborough landlord installed secret camera to spy on 17-year-old female tenant. Emmett Heron's slow horses are spies for our times. Oxford spy writer's espionage novels to be filmed with Gary Oldman. How Mossad's automated gun eliminated Iranian nuclear scientist, Global Village Space. Chris Evans will play a unique villain in Netflix spy thriller The Gray Man. Mossad agents used remote-controlled gun to kill Iranian nuclear scientist. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Japan-South Korea dispute may get worse. Georgian Army receives M2 machine guns, Mk-19 grenade launchers. Kai releases new images of its armed Mo-1 helicopter variant. German armed forces to receive upgraded armored command vehicles. Russian BTR-80 armored vehicle crushes car on public road. Buy Systems awarded $183 million contract for additional amphibious combat vehicles. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China bans BBC after CGTN taken off air in Britain. India and China disengage at one of many border conflicts zones. Once again, blackface and single-shaming jokes are featured at the CCTV Spring Festival Gala. Asylum for the Uyghurs. Words on the street, Beijing graffiti examines street art in the Chinese capital. What China's listening to this Spring Festival, and every Spring Festival. Takeaways from the WHO investigation, frozen food imports are a target. Brands pull ads from Bilibili amid boycott over perverted anime series and sexist user comments. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, February 12, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. BART rider injured after getting caught in train doors of Powell Station. San Francisco family experiences break-in attempt months after armed robbery. Solano County Fairgrounds to host second mass vaccination event. Robbers targeting older women in South San Francisco parking lots. Sonoma restaurant faces backlash over Black Lives Matter mask. No deal reached to reopen campuses in Mount Diablo Unified School District. COVID vaccine, demand still outpacing supply in South Bay. Flying tails, young pilot transports puppies to be trained as service animals. 90-year-old man spends $10K to tell AT&T CEO about his slow service. Recall Newsom campaign closer to reaching goal. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Australian city Melbourne begins third lockdown due to cluster. no crowds, but Australian Open will continue during lockdown. Blue Jackets use 4-goal third period to beat Blackhawks 6-5. South Carolina beats Missouri for 30th straight SEC win. Pacers snap 4-game skid with 111-95 win over Pistons. Parents group wants to recall all but one member of St. Charles School Board. Preschoolers, special ed students return to classrooms in Chicago. COVID-19 update, 69,029 more get vaccine, 102 more deaths, Africa strain in Illinois. Lake County Jail corrections officer prevented 2 suicides last year. Aurora man found guilty of sexually assaulting 71-year-old woman. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Snow Day Adventure, Seattle to open new portion of Keep Moving Street on Lake Washington Boulevard. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu December 2, 2021, 10:06 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for tropical cyclone Faraji 21, population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu November 2, 2021, 11:19 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, February 12th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Historic ice storm possible for Houston area. Here's how Houston area school districts are monitoring the weather. Students learning remotely won't have to take STAR test, Texas education chief says. Houstonian in shock after city's response to housing program. Obstacles for Black and Hispanic students could sink Texas if left unchanged. COVID-19 vaccine trials to include participants as young as 6 months. Governor Abbott plans to relax business restrictions if COVID-19 cases drop. Officers shoot and kill armed suspect in North Houston, HPD says. Imagine from home, how to make Disney-inspired art projects from Imaginers. Trump impeachment trial, Capitol rioters acted on Trump's orders, Democrats say. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Tornado hits Turkish town, injuring 16 people. EU aims to release virus recovery fund billions by summer. Some asylum seekers waiting in Mexico to be allowed in U.S. Hundreds rally in Nepalese capital for women's rights. Explosion destroys supermarket building in southern Russia. Lindsey Vonn, I wanted to end my career at Cortina Worlds. The latest, European nations help Portugal with outbreak. Woman gives birth outdoors in freezing temps in Germany. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Small businesses look to Albany for rent relief. More than 300 Holocaust survivors get vaccinated at pop-up site in Bensonhurst. 9,000 COVID-19 hospital patients were discharged to and why nursing homes, report. New Jersey promised us legal weed, so why are people still being arrested? Extra, silence of the Hannibals? Lunar New Year 2021, the year of the Ox festivities, in person and online. What the Donovan and McGuire campaign ads say about the state of the NYC mayor's race. Get perfect kernel and pig's feet at this tiny East Harlem lunch counter. Upstate NY Proud Boy member may face terrorism charge in U.S. Capitol riot. De Blasio urges Albany to tax billionaires and avoid budget cuts. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Moderate earthquake, 5.3 mag has occurred near the Loyalty Islands. Minor earthquake 3.58 mag, 4 kilometers east by northeast of La Parguera, Puerto Rico. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, southeast of the Loyalty Islands. Moderate earthquake 5.7 mag, southeast of the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, 4.3 mag was detected near Cartagena in Chile. Light earthquake, 4.5 mag was detected near Ovalle in Chile. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag was detected near the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, M4.6 quake has struck near Yonaguni in Japan. Moderate earthquake, 5.2 mag strikes near the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Levuka in Fiji. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. In Tanzania, a radio program for girls yields unexpected results. Argentina's abortion legislation sparks hope in Caribbean region. Where do UN diplomats hide during politically sensitive voting? COVID-19 pandemic has shown humanity at its best and at its worst. Give us access to Tigray to find missing refugees, NRC please. Food systems need to change to promote healthy choices and combat obesity. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden admin erects tent city in Texas to handle influx of illegal immigrants. Biden admin says it will continue Trump Department of Justice's extradition of Julian Assange. Twitter suspends Project Veritas for doxing Facebook exec. Are we watching the trial of Trump or the invisible hand of a caught machine? Former FBI officials tapped for Amazon's growing security apparatus. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Pandemic fever got you down, smash up stuff at the Rage Room. New video captures pepper-sprayed girls wait for EMTs. Can teachers hear muted students on Zoom? What lies beneath, tunnels for trafficking, or just a subterranean service? Chick Corea, just great with 23 Grammy Awards, dies at 79. Did MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell blame Capitol attack on anti-fit temptresses? Springsteen wouldn't take breath test, court papers say. The senator in Trump's misdialed phone call. Did Ted Cruz botch a Shakespeare quote? Burt Reynolds remains fined home at Hollywood Cemetery. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Biden's underwhelming school reopening goal. OWN report features baseless assertion of election fraud by algorithm. Biden's minimum wage exaggeration. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. One of the world's most watched TV shows keeps doing blackface. How did we let Justin Timberlake be so shitty to Britney Spears? Netflix's To All the Boys finale will make you cry and cringe a little. Meghan Markle won the battle, but she and Prince Harry are not calling off the war. There is a way to take down Fox News, and it's not a boycott. Nicolas Cage decapitates killer amusement park mascots possessed by Satan in the Wild Willy's Wonderland. This notorious plastic surgeon slices and dices on Instagram. Facebook crackdown cannot stop an anti-vaxxer movement on steroids. The Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex Addict. Donors fume. It's BS. Biden hasn't called about ambassadorships. The next headlines are from the New York Post. New York secures $50 billion in funding from Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. Brooklyn Nine-Nine to end, again, after Season 8. Man busted trying to smuggle 194 pounds of Mexican bologna into the U.S. Man arrested for murder of ex-fashion model found dead near Pennsylvania highway. Ex-Met bully Hamilton agrees to minor league deal with Indians. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week. Celebrate Pluto and Perseverance with us. Opinion. The case for selling off pieces of Arecibo Observatory. Infinity and Beyond. Episode 15, What is Dark Matter? Your new moon, exploring Luna from your backyard. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Dr. Fauci predicts open season for vaccinations in April. Vaccine sites close as supply shortages hinder inoculation effort. Bitter Arctic blast strikes northern U.S. and pushes south. Deadly pileup involves dozens of vehicles on icy Texas highway. Pharmacies offering COVID-19 vaccines, what you need to know. Astronomers confirm orbit of most distant object in our solar system. Los Angeles to close several COVID vaccine sites due to shortage. The factory that's racing to make Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine. Polar vortex to unleash frigid Arctic blast. Coronavirus infections fall as U.S. fights to get ahead of dangerous variants. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Smaller cars possible reason why women more injured than men in car crashes, study. People of color accounted for majority of NYC jobs lost in 2020, new study finds. Ricky Martin to serve as pitchman for Pulse nightclub memorial. Wrestler Rusty Brooks, who fought the likes of Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, dead at 63. Valparaiso University to drop Crusaders as school nickname, mascot. Family accidentally flies to Portland, or, SAW agent pays for their ticket to Maine. Rite Aid to begin vaccinating for COVID Friday in several states, plus New York City. 6 pirate skeletons discovered off Cape Cod from 1717 wreck. Pennsylvania cops investigate stolen umbilical cord, report. Dozens charged in California drug trade probes. The following headlines are from military.com. Army's revamped ACFT would create gender-specific promotion evaluation categories. Coast Guard to enact sweeping safety reforms in wake of deadly conception boat fire. The Air Force wants throwable micro-robots for womb reconnaissance. In wake of PT deaths, Air Force study probes link between sickle cell and extreme exertion. Police name person of interest in slaying of National Guardsman who attended Yale. How the Air Force pulled off the first ever Super Bowl flyover with all 3 bombers. Air Force wants to know if Key Pacific Airfield could disappear under rising sea. Navy admirals reject Beijing's claim that dual carrier drills in South China Sea were symbolic. Female Marines who called out the Corps commend new postpartum policy. Veterans hail Biden ordered review of visa program for Iraqi, Afghan military interpreters. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Healthcare workers, students spending free time as volunteers giving COVID-19 vaccination shots. This is one of the most therapeutic things. We shouldn't even have to have this conversation. Woman recovering from opioid addiction sues to get methadone treatment in DuPage County Jail. Advocates push for health and sex education to be required in Illinois public schools. Students crave this knowledge. Column, power means never having to say you're sorry, inside Trump's brain during his impeachment trial. Column, at Trump impeachment trial, Democrats are rudely making an overwhelming case for conviction. Chicago spent $367 million on overtime in 2020, double what Mayor Lori Lightfoot budgeted. Appeals court throws out sentence in 1995 killings of 2 girls, ending an unusual, winding legal battle. Pritzker administration defends coronavirus vaccine rollout as local health leaders complain of poor communication. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, state surpasses 1.5 million inoculations as 2,838 new COVID-19 cases and 102 additional deaths reported, first South African variant identified in state. Egging of student apartment displaying Israeli flag prompts University of Illinois police probe, school condemns anti-Semitism. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Lemur show there's no single formula for lasting love. Stonehenge likely made with stones from older monument, study. New research tackles a central challenge of powerful quantum computing. Drone-based photogrammetry, a reliable and low-cost method for estimating plant biomass. Finding the best targets to improve crop yield by following CO2 journey inside a leaf. Research highlights ways to protect astronaut cardiovascular health from space radiation. Want to hire more women? Expand your shortlist. Teaching an old spacecraft new tricks to continue exploring the moon. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, February 12th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Quantum computer chips manufactured using mass-market industrial fabrication techniques. Systemic racism affects wildlife, too, a Q&A with an urban ecologist. Converting to geothermal energy may help save the planet. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. F1 driver Alonso has successful operation on fractured jaw. Arsenal to host Benfica in Greece in Europa League. UN rights body trains spotlight on Myanmar following coup. Bayern forward Serge Gnabry out with thigh muscle tear. Syracuse soft Quincy Guerrero emerges as key cog for Orange. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Word Game, February 12, 2021. Horoscopes February 12, 2021, Josh Brolin, Stick Your Plans. Bridge, February 12, 2021. Ask Amy, she won't come to my wedding but she wants me at her baby's baptism. Harriet Cole, I'm not leaving, but my landlord keeps showing my apartment. Miss Manners, these women imply I cannot manage simple parenting. Dear Abby, my husband and kids keep me stuck in a job I don't like. Bob Bowner calls out Martin Jones, says goaltending not up to our standard. Steph Curry's scorching February and more takeaways from the Warriors' win over the Magic. Man injured after getting caught indoors at BART train. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. U.S. announces plans for tens of thousands of asylum seekers waiting in Mexico to be released in USWH. 14 arrested in Denmark, Germany for planning attack. Wildlife refuge in western Kentucky adds 437 acres. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Let's end the war in Yemen. Gulf ambassador yelled at member of Congress pushing to end Yemen war. Adam Schiff's tough on crime background complicates his push to be California AG. The Biden administration's continued push for Julian Assange's extradition is bad news for journalism. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, February 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Green tea compound AIDS page 53, guardian of the genome and tumor suppressor. Researchers identify potential revolutionary new drug treatment for fatal childhood cancer. Study reveals mutations that drive therapy-related myeloid neoplasms in children. Promising new approach to stop growth of brain cancer cells. New synthetic peptides could attenuate atherosclerosis. Protected areas see continued deforestation but at a reduced rate, OSU research shows. Scientists discovered new physical effects important for the reactor operation. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 2 killed, 2 critically injured in I-55 crash, officials say. Chicago outdoors, an artful heron, suburban big buck, eastern cottontails, Wisconsin sturgeon spearing. 14-year-old charged with murder in fatal Austin shooting. 5 shot Thursday in Chicago. Man sentenced 9 years in federal prison for sharing child pornography. Man found dead in burning vehicle in Lawndale, police. U.S. Attorney for Central District of Illinois submits resignation despite 2 congressmen advocating for his retention. Horoscope for Friday, February 12, 2021. Blackhawks, shaken by Andrew Shaw's terrible concussion, collapse against Blue Jackets. City says all hands on deck as deep freeze, snow expected to continue through weekend. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Missouri bill would welcome our robot delivery overlords. St. Louis Symphony Orchestra to begin hosting digital concerts. St. Louis weather expected to stay below freezing until February 20th. Funeral van carrying body stolen in St. Louis County, police say. Food and Wine crowns the donut stop the best donut shop in Missouri. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Detroit's East African restaurant Bayo Babtha readies for opening in new center area. Former MD writer Biba Adams is Model D's new editor-at-large. Designer Diane von Furstenberg is keynote speaker at Virtual Michigan Fashion Media Summit. Detroit's Gathering Coffee Company is giving away free drinks, pastries to lonely customers the day after Valentine's Day. Detroit rapper Trick stars in new FX series Hip Hop Uncovered. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, February 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings. Local foods market opens next week. Messina Hoff lands in Richmond. Professor Sardonicus, a frightening fluxcumentary. Dirty Dozen. Highly drafted QBs offer little hope in Texans finding next Deshaun Watson. Houston Symphony pushes artistic boundaries with Music Illustrated. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, where to treat by this Valentine's Day. Camilo Lara and the particular brilliance of positive music. Local leaders hope Texas Southern Clinic will boost racial equity in COVID vaccinations. Don't mess with Texas, a fresh take on an old message. An Arctic blast is coming, get ready. Best virtual bets, Lunar New Year, a kaleidoscope, and Music Illustrated. The next headlines are about world records making news. Ben vs. WI second test, Kyle Mayers misses out on big world record after first innings failure, Republic TV. Former North Jersey track star part of fastest distance medley relay in world history, NorthJersey.com. Rotary Club of Turin North needs socks for world record attempt, Manning River Times. India vs. England, Virat Kohli can surpass Ricky Ponting to achieve world record in second test, Hindustan Times. 11-0 beats a Purvis world record mark in selection trials, DailyWorld.com. Aussie stars want Ricky Ponting's world record, Morning Bulletin. From high school dropout to Guinness World Record holder, how Chinese vlogger Li Ziki teaches millions to live with the earth, Panda Italy. Titanic turnip earns Quebec Gardner a world record, CBC Ca. Ariana Grande holds a surprising number of Guinness World Records. Showbiz cheat sheet. Mario Kart 64 speedrunner sets new world records by repeatedly slamming into wall. Kodaku. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Microsoft wants US to adopt internet rules from Australia that Google hates. The Excel Lion data breach seems to be getting bigger. Twitter to start labeling personal accounts of heads of state. Biden administration says it will address global chip shortage. Apple's keeping Google's prying eyes out of iOS 14. Stonehenge started as an entirely different henge, new research suggests. Diabetes drug found to substantially improve obesity treatment in large clinical trial. You hurt the PS5 scalpers' feelings. Medium workers board the union train. How to survive social media after you've been dumped. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Boolarra gas field in Australia at 113.9 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 60.7 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 51.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. What happens when you replace a human gene with its Neanderthal version? Apple TV Plus acquires a sci-fi courtroom drama about a murderous robot doll. Caged heat, mesquite bugs battle in a plastic cup, for science. Cox cut some users' uploads from 30 megabits per second to 10 Mbps, here's how to avoid it. Virginia is about to get a major California-style data privacy law. MasterCard will support cryptocurrencies, but not the ones you think. Apple's new MagSafe wireless charger is down to a new low price today. Google flags its iOS apps as out of date after 2 months of neglect. Using whale songs to image beneath the ocean's floor. Why didn't GameStop sell some of its inflated stock during the bubble? The following headlines are from Raw Story. Psychoanalyst Justin Frank, Capitol riot was a source of incredible pleasure for Trump. Women in charge, Avril Haines takes the reins of a beleaguered and skeptical intelligence community. Applause as Biden plans to rescind one of the most cruel policies of the Trump era. The difference between yelling fire and setting one. Your Republican Party everybody, GOP senators slammed after violating oaths by meeting with Trump lawyers. House prosecutors may lose the vote, but they've won the case. There's a surprisingly important lesson in the QAnon shaman and his antics behind bars. This powerful line from a Democrat's speech in Trump's trial actually made Republicans take notice. Meghan McCain suggests Black Lives Matter protests led to Capitol riot. George Conway accuses Lincoln Project of violating federal law as scandal grows. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Of course Trump will get away with crimming while wealthy and white. Biden has a plan for thousands of asylum seekers stuck at the border. Murder, heart attacks, suicide, COVID, immigrants are dying in America's waiting room. 2 tricks that could tame your cat's taste for furry, feathery critters. The superhero pirate radio host is Gavin Newsom's strangest and most dangerous threat. If Trump asks me to come, I will. In his closing argument, Raskin posed 5 questions for Trump's lawyers. Draining an actual swamp, volunteers remove 9,000 pounds of trash from a river in 3 days. Can the Senate? Attack on Michigan Capitol with a preview of January 6, impeachment prosecutors argue. House Democrats are showing that Trump is more guilty than you thought. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Black Sky Thinking, a distinguished astronomer sees evidence of extraterrestrial life. Books and Arts, The Economist. Life, the universe and everything, the search for ET may soon yield an answer. Leaders, The Economist. Astrobiology, the search for ET Hot's up briefing, The Economist. 11 new books we recommend this week, The New York Times. Stacey Abrams, To Who's Nice and the Kid Mero, Bill Hader and more, SXSW.com. James Gunn, prize-winning science fiction author, dies at 97, The New York Times. Europa Clipper, NASA's Ocean World mission gets launch date, BBC News. The Alien Hunter of Harvard, The Economist. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. New program at Winona Health Rehabilitation Services benefits people with Parkinson's disease, Winona Daily News. Aptinics to participate at 10th Annual SVB Leerink Global Healthcare Conference, Galveston County Daily News. Down the rabbit hole with Aspen artist Laura Betty ahead of debut exhibition at Gonzo Contemporary, Aspen Daily News. New research examines how alcohol exposure impacts aspects of neuroplasticity, News Medical Met. Father's life stress leaves mark on sperm, predisposing offspring to poor mental health, Science Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, February 12, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The study of UFOs, often present in deceptive, elusive, and ambiguous terms. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, February 12, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.